Hello and welcome back to the Half Saving Football Manager. Sorry for the wild hair, it has been a long time since I've been able to get my hair cut, so bear with this. Should be able to once the restrictions lift. I think in April is the one where you can, so hopefully I won't look as mad professory then. But yeah, it's been a good time since I showed you. Obviously, I showed you the disappointing loss to Marseille. Obviously, it's no shame to lose to Marseille, but the fact that we were 1-0 up, and especially holding it until late on and then to throw it away in the 90+4 from a pen was rather heartbreaking. But we were missing a few players back then, so we are a bit stronger now. We followed that up with a 0-0 draw with Brest, obviously you saw. Then first game after that, a 2-1 win over Montpellier. Honzak with 2 early goals. I want to say they were both back post headers, which is not what I bought him for, and I don't know how tall he is. Relatively tall, to be fair to him, so yeah, it's not necessarily the stat I thought he would excel in. As you can see, his heading, well, it's very 13 was quite good for a winger, so perhaps, yeah, I should have noticed in the stats of his as well as his height that is something he's capable of, but I wasn't aware when I bought him, so the fact that he's an asset and has proved to be is great for us, as we then got a 0-0 draw against Bordeaux. I can't remember much about the game. I'll have a quick look on the match report. Perhaps we did edge it, but only minorly, so I can't really complain, and Bordeaux are not a bad side. And after that, we did actually get a rather surprising 1-0 away win over Lyon, which, yeah, completely shocked me. Obviously, it was basically handed to us when Joachim Andersen got himself sent off in the 35th minute. I think it was preventing a clear goal scoring opportunity, although it was only a free kick, so it kind of surprised me. And yeah, eventually we got our goal late with Jamal Tiare, but you see again, Fofana actually got player of the match here. So he's been incredible, to be honest. As you can see, generally, especially with this 3-0 win where we were just head and shoulders above Strasbourg. First half was pretty close. You get that early penalty, but that was all that happened really. Anything had come from a handball from a corner or something. The second half, we really kicked into gear and took it over. And again, Honzak, one of those goals was a back post header. But as you can see, defensively, we've been great. 6 league games and 4 clean sheets, and only conceding 3 in the other 2, which gets something to be like proper kind of proud of, the 3 and the 2. But the 4 clean sheets, absolutely. Especially considering we've just come up to a new league, and yeah, we'll be playing front lines and forwards and talented midfielders that would have never come close to playing players of their quality in the league below. So to come up and be able to defend this well is very impressive. That will show as well as I did manage to squeeze a few more transfers in. Well, I don't exactly know. I can look for a transfer history. There we go. Before deadline, well, I think it might have actually been on deadline day. I think you saw every one of these. But we also got in Rome, who's a young Real Madrid keeper. He might end up being our backup goalie. We'll see. But I got him on it was 115 on a release clause. So I'm just hoping just a bit of nurturing and we'll be able to make money off him. He's more of like a investment than he is for the squad. Maybe isn't the best way to look at individuals, but here we are. We got Ronaldo Kamara on loan, who, fun thing actually in game, he just shows up as Ronaldo, which is funny to see. But yeah, initially when I brought him in, he is 4-star. It's not been like an absolute kind of earth-shattering start from him in his first 2 games. He has fallen to 3.5, but in terms of playing the Mazzala role in our tactic, he is perfect for it. Jack Rolls is already doing it quite well, and you can see he did actually play. Well, I think I'm about to play him at centre mid. I can't remember if he just played it or this is something I wanted to do for this game. But yeah, brought him in on loan as well, just as extra talent. We didn't necessarily need him, but I could get him and not really pay much wages. I thought I might as well. And other things that happened, you might have seen that Yalan Gomez went out on loan. That might have been a thing you saw. As did Sanganto. We're getting a loan fee for both, so that's pretty decent. And Yakuba Koulibaly left on deadline day as well. And he was a good player, don't get me wrong. I think he could play both fullbacks at a 3-star level, and that is alright. But they were offering us over the odds, or over his value essentially. And thought he wasn't absolutely essential to the team. At the end of the day, I've got backup left backs for Meres in Pite. Koulibaly can play right back, can play left if I need to. Moreira, who plays right back, can play left. And Jabord can play right back, you'll see here. So we've got cover there. It's not like great, other than Meres. Most of them are only 2.5 star, but they're certainly doing their job. So enough about what did happen, and looking on to what will. We come back with this game away to Saint Etienne, who, I mean, the fact that we're in 5th is pretty crazy at this point. Saint Etienne are sitting in 10th, having won half their games. I imagine it probably is 3 wins and 3 losses, yeah. Well, maybe they got a load of draws, actually. I look in their schedule. It's actually been a load of draws, 2 wins, 3 draws and 1 loss. So they've only lost once, to be fair to them. So maybe this one's got a draw written all over it, the amount of draws they get, and the fact that we generally don't concede too many. But obviously I can't guarantee things as a newly promoted side. So we'll stick with what is basically full strength at this point. There's a couple of players you can like shift in and out and still call it like relatively full strength. So yeah, it's as in we'll go with Sam Hughes just coming back from a little injury, so I won't rush him back into action. So yeah, we'll try this to begin with, and yeah, see how it goes. Get an early throw in high on the right here. Hopefully we keep possession of it as we throw it into Ronaldo Kamara. He just gives it away straight away, which isn't ideal. And then they're basically 2-on-2 up here. Hopefully, no, yep, Jovanovic has been sold by Brandon Thomas, that is. And they go 1-0 up this early on, so 2 players I was going to say I was scared of. Sam Lamers is a very capable footballer, like especially on both feet, a tall striker as well. Not that slow either, and Brandon Thomas is more of a little whip it next to him. And they do combine to put us 1-0 down very early on. And it came from nothing really, just giving them the ball in their final third, kind of one lump, and then those 2 caused our back to a problem, and here we are. Hopefully the rest of the game can go a bit better than it started. They now have a high throne, so maybe we can do to them what they did to us, but looks like they've taken more care of the ball. And this Awashishe, I don't exactly know how you'd say it, very talented footballer himself. I think he come from PSG, and it's another one they let go at a young age. If we can never get our hands on him, then we'd have ourselves one hell of a player there. They're just keeping the ball kind of with ease at the moment. They've now shifted over to the right-hand side. They look to get across in. They probably will. Gets the ball, and they do. We have enough in the box to block that. I was going to say maybe they'll show us a counter here, but it wasn't to be. They're probably heading to half-time. The stats are pretty even. Same, both highlights kind of went to them, and obviously one of them is a goal. Yeah, second half maybe with a few changes we might be able to get a goal and got the draw we thought might be most likely. Very early in the second half here, hopefully it's actually something for us this time. So Kamara moves on to Benito and defeated Tiare, so it's us now moving it around with a bit of confidence maybe. Hopefully it isn't aimless and we end up giving it away, and we saw what happened earlier. That's a great pass from Rolls and one hell of a strike from Benito. Gets his full force behind that, sticks into the top corner, I believe. Again, Rolls is doing what I brought him in to do, and it's kind of chilling in those kind of spaces, looking to play kind of De Bruyne, Bruno Fernandes style passes, just see something, play it, and Benito's got still a fair bit to do to score that, but absolute aplomb he finishes that with. And we are back into this 1-0. And that is all she wrote for the game. That is the only highlight we saw in the second half. We did start to rack the shots up, although their XG did still outweigh us. But yeah, in terms of having more shots and pass completed possession, that's all fine. Especially, as I said, any time we're doing that to a team who are kind of established in this first division, we'll take it. And we got the draw we probably thought we would. 1-1, kind of looking at their run of form and the way we play generally. Kind of looked almost guaranteed. And yeah, that is the result we ended up getting. It does continue an unbeaten run that's literally lasted since that first game of the season when we threw it away to Marseille. So 6 games long now. We're actually still in a European spot. I don't expect that to last. But yeah, I'll see you for the second game against Nice. We are back now for the second game against Nice. We are at home this time, but you maybe could argue Nice are a slightly better side than Saint Etienne. So the fact that it is at the Stade Ocean may not make this game any easier than the one before. Yeah, I'll probably keep the team. I'll keep the team, if I can say that properly. Pretty much the same. I'd like to be able to, if I can remember, to put Sam Hughes on at half time or something like that, just to try and get that fitness back into him. Other than that, I'll probably give it the same. No one really let us down last game. Maybe ring in Moreira at right back. He hasn't played in a little while. Just having a quick scan. Yeah, probably other than that, I'll keep it as it is. So we'll see how this one goes. Big an early set piece. They chuck it towards the back post, and yeah, I wouldn't really say it's something that A-Tail's used to do in scoring headers, but he has done clearly against us here. I don't really know what to say, like whether there's anything that could be done better, be it the save or the defending. Maybe Fofana would like to have done better, but I don't think that would note it down as a mistake. But yeah, it's one of those foot manager things. Set pieces can be very good at times, and we're sadly on the wrong end of one. So yeah, 1-0 down. We do have the ball here. Lecao chucks it out towards the left, not really towards anyone at all. Jack Rolls picks up the pieces. We move back into the middle again now. Kamara chucks out to Meras, and if he can put one of his crosses in, we've got us into this league in the first place. He does. And Benito at the back post gets his second of the season, his second in 2 games. And the commentaries called it delightful. It was pretty nice. I did see in the scout report, I think 7 of the 22 goals we've conceded. I don't know over like what kind of spell that is. Obviously, it's not this season, and we've not conceded 22 already. But supposedly have been from crosses. Maybe it's with all their friendlies included. But even then, that feels like too much. So yeah, I don't know when they've based it from. But yeah, maybe if we can continue on the crossing front, then we're doing ourselves a favour. But equally, we're conceding from set pieces ourselves, or at least we have in this game. So it might be a who can score the most from balls into the box. Straight from kickoff, they have another highlight here. Moved it around their midfield, and a quick ball threaded through to their striker, and I could see with how close it was to the keeper, who's definitely getting that shot past the goalie, but luckily for us, that literally creeps along the goal line, we get it clear. So yeah, definitely dodged a bullet there. And we have a set piece, back post. So when you see it like that, and you think Ursoy's in the 6-yard box, just at the back post, you pretty much just got to get it on target. The keeper's in the middle of the goal. You think you got to score it. Obviously, it makes it look more like of an easy chance than it usually is. But regardless, yeah, you can't help before you're going to score it or should score it. But as a half kind of goes, I can't really complain. Both scored a goal again. Perhaps we're edging it. We always seem to be edging it on possession, which is something, yeah, I'm really stunned that we've been able to do this season. I was kind of doubtful playing a tactic like this in this league because I didn't think we'd have enough of a ball of the ball to be able to pull it off. But it seems in most cases we are the more ball dominant side, so it's allowed this tactic to kind of work relatively well. Hopefully second half we can nick this one. Bit of a throw in here. Back to Lecao, and we'll probably move it over to the left hand side, I imagine now. If we do, Ursoy finds the now subbed on Pite, as Meras did take a knock. And this was one of the first times Meras was having a good game this season, so it does happen to be unfortunate, but I mean, that's just incredible. To get down the left again from a cross into Tiare and him just to nod it down, and Ronaldo Kamara to meet it that sweetly first time. I mean, that's just lovely. If you saw your team score that, no matter what league you're in, you'll be chuffed with that. I think it doesn't even bounce. I think that's on the volley, which is, yeah, it is. It's incredible, to be honest. That's goal of the month material for me, or especially will be for our club. I don't know about the whole league, but I think it should be up there. We get another cross now from a corner. They have cleared it. So hoping Honzak can get there first. He does not, and maybe they can pull something from this, but A-Tail just seems to knock it forward with no kind of aim. I don't know why Rolls is so deep, but he's there to pick it up for us. Head down the right hand side this time. Benito can find Moreira. He can't. He's a bit static, but again, they've just lumped it forward with no purpose. Bit of Kenny Jackett football. I was subjected to at Pompey for a long time. Speaking of Kenny Jackett football, that's a Sean Raggett move to dilly-dally on the ball and lose it. But yeah, Fofana, as he does many times, has bailed us out again. And yeah, it's been a very active second half so far. Late now, travelled all the way to the brink of added time. We have it here. Kamara chucks on towards the back post. Aliou now subbed on. Meets it well. He's unfortunate to hit the bar. Hopefully this can drift to the final whistle. And it does. To be honest, this is just a really impressive win. It's not one I'd expect to get. I know we're at home, but as I said, as a newly promoted side to come up and be beating teams like Nice, I I never thought this would happen at all. You see the amount of 7 pluses, Meras on the bench, most of the defence, Lacau in midfield, Kamara with an 8.3, Tiara out front. Everyone's pulling their weight, and that just makes it that bit better. There's not like last season where, although we were incredible in general, a lot of it may have been Tiara dragging us by the coattails and leading us to promotion. But yeah, the fact that everyone's pulling their weight here and Tiara doesn't even have to score for us to win is probably the best part about it. And I will tell them with outstretched arms that was a good win for us, because yeah, there's not a hope in hell I thought we were going to get 3 points there. So we do actually end this episode kind of, I'd say, well, maybe against all odds, but it's still a bit of a shock. Still in a European place. I do expect it to fall off, kind of in the same way we fell off a little bit last season. Till Kamara, he was superb, the amount of chances he created. I was going to say in front of goal, but I mean, don't get me wrong, that strike was incredible, but probably the only shot he had. So as you see now, we've made it 7 unbeaten, which is, but yeah, it's just completely caught me off guard to be doing this well. And you can see we have got an A+ manager performance because of it. So as far as they didn't actually rate these kind of results too much, but in general, the vision, they're absolutely loving it. Not so much with the counter-attacking or the people we signed, basically, because none of them were that young, or if they were, they're not going straight in the first team. But in terms of fighting bravely against relegation, to have 15 points this early, I mean, puts us in great stead to stay up already. So yeah, as I said before, when I was taking half an hour to work out how to, or when to come back in certain games we will be back for, Paris Saint-Germain, which is the big one, especially away. I'll do our best to avoid a battering there. And the home game to Auxerre to play a team we did come up with. So it's kind of literally either end of the spectrum. A team that's probably going to walk the league away from home, and a team we come up with who are looking like they may get relegated at home. So that will definitely be kind of seeing, yeah, both ends of the spectrum, how much we can probably get battered, and hopefully how many goals we can score in return. But yeah, a great start, to be honest, to the Ligue campaign. I didn't think it'd go this well. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.